there, Northern Virginia. This is Attorney Ann Thayer, and I just wanted to check in with you because we're still in the holiday times and we're still in a pandemic where people are stuck at home a lot. And if you're feeling like you're not safe due to domestic violence or some other threat that has been made against you, you do have options. You can always leave, of course. You can ask the other person to leave, but you can call the police to document and to try to have the person charged if there's been a criminal assault or threat or some type of felony that's been done to you by somebody. If there isn't evidence of a criminal offense, the police officer is probably going to tell you to go file for a protective order. You can do that one of two ways. You can go to the magistrate and either get criminal charges and or a protective order, or you can go on the next business day that the court is available. And depending on which court it is in, a lot of them have packets now that you fill out. It gets submitted to the judge. The judge will decide based on that packet of information you submit whether to grant the protective order or deny it, and then they'll schedule a hearing. The hearing is usually about 2 weeks out. The person that perpetrated the violence on you will be served, and you guys will appear in court on that day. Sometimes they'll ask for a continuance because they're not ready or they want to get an attorney. Sometimes they haven't been served yet, and the judge has to continue the case out for them to be served. If it is continued out, either because they ask for a continuance or because they haven't been served yet, you don't have to worry about being unsafe because the judge will grant an extension of that protective order, so you'll still be protected in the meantime. When you have your final hearing, if the judge grants the protective order, it's up to 2 years. A lot of judges will grant it for 2 years. Sometimes they'll do a little bit less if the parties agree or if you're asking for less, or if the judge thinks that the facts warrant a little bit less, but usually they'll do 2 years. There's various things that you can get noted in a protective order. It could be exclusive right to possession of the home, to a car that's owned by you or jointly with the other person. If you have children, sometimes they give temporary custody of the children to you until another court has decided on that. Children can be protected parties in a protective order, but judges don't like to separate parents from kids unless there's a real need to do so. You could ask for your family pet if that's something that you're concerned about. You can also ask for them not to be within a certain amount of feet from you. If you have children and they need to be able to see them, or you guys need to communicate about them, you can ask for an exception to be made that contact is only done in writing, either by text or email or something like that. Exchanges for the children can be done at supervised exchange centers sometimes, or through a third party, or you can meet at a public place to do those exchanges if there are children involved and there needs to be a pickup and drop off for the visitation of the kids. You can also ask for mental health and substance abuse counseling, and the judges can order that they get those services as well. You have to be able to know what you're looking for protection and be able to communicate it to the judge in a way that they can make sure that the things that you need and that will help keep you safe are listed in the order, because that's what the police are going to go by in order to enforce any violations that the person who's perpetrating violence on you may have. So if you're feeling unsafe, if somebody's threatened you, if they physically have harmed you, if they're stalking you, they've abducted you, they've strangled you, they've hit you, they've made threats to you, whatever the case may be, you do have options, and it can be criminal or it could be civil, and oftentimes it's both. If you need any help sorting that out, just know that you can always call me and that Thayer is always there. Have a great